Okay, we are ready for the next run. Once again, I'm Dizdon. We are here for QMUNITY, and next up we have TheTaraStark with Ghostland Yard. So, Tara, as we're getting this run started, is there anything in particular that you can have the viewers looking out for that is a really cool trick that you want to show off for everybody?
The cool trick is that I got this from 5.5 hours to complete about, what was it, 7 weeks ago? No, not even. It was 4 weeks ago I completed this game for the first time at 5.5 hours, and we've got this thing down to about 45 minutes now, which is just absolutely astounding. Thank you so much to all of my community for hanging through pretty much exclusively Ghostland Yard stream so we could make it happen.
Well, you take it away. It is your show.
So this is Ghostland Yard. Get a good look at the screen because it is the only time you are going to see Ghostland Yard. None of the game itself takes place in Ghostland Yard. Nice thing about this game, it has a dedicated speedrun mode, which is absolutely beautiful. Now timing is going to start on first movement, which I am going to do in 3, 2, 1. We are moving. This is Poe. Poe is either the youngest member of a family by appearance or just a very young member of a very old group of friends running a detective agency called Ghostland Yard. Ghostland Yard had been noticing some mysterious pink points all over the map when suddenly a pink glow enveloped them and took them all away. So now it is Poe's job to travel the world to find all of their missing comrades, and travel will Poe ever. My goodness, there are 6 worlds with 20 levels, each for a total of 120 levels. You saw the estimate of, I think it's 40 or 45 minutes there. So that means that we are going to see, on average, a new level every 10 to 30 seconds. So this is a pretty breakneck pace. Thankfully, it'll be easy to keep track of in-game time. As you can see at the top left-hand corner of the screen, there is a big number that shows the... Here we go. And... Cool, we just skipped about 3/4 of that level that was below us. There are a couple of very fun little shortcuts like that that the developers may have intended. That's why there was a pink obstacle there. You may have also noticed that we have been avoiding the color pink all day. That is because the color pink, just like any young child, first learning about the realities of toxic masculinity in the world, if Poe touches the color pink, it will kill them. It's a rather unfortunate circumstance, and I'm very thankful that Pink did not wind up winning that poll so that I didn't have to rework that joke. Thank you very much. I will be here all day. Just kidding. I will only be here for hopefully another 40 minutes. We would love this run to go as smoothly as it possibly can. I did not mute I did not mute game audio. No, not intentionally. Has it muted on your end? Interesting. Okay. Did you have audio before, or did you just lose it? Okay. All right. What I can do is I can try to refresh it. Thankfully, this game is done on in-game time, so I can take a brief moment, do this. See? In-game timer at the top left-hand corner of the screen, completely frozen. Isn't that beautiful? Don't we love that, chat? All right. Let's get this switched over here, switched back. We should have game audio now. Coming through. Should be hearing some violins right about now. We're gonna skip some... Beautiful. We are going to have some... we're gonna skip some stones here. You may have noticed a ton of pink projectiles here. The game does start to get a bit overwhelming and overstimulating, right? It can be... it can feel very overwhelming. Thankfully, what the game really comes down to is pattern recognition. The cycles reset every time a level resets. So once you start getting a feel for what timing looks like, you're golden. Now, this is our first boss level. This is the first time where things do have a little bit of randomness involved. You can see these pink spots that are flying all over. Those, again, will kill us, but they're not as predictable. They'll be coming in your general direction, but you'll never know. This is our first boss, by the way. Generally, with bosses, you're going to see yellow levers. They are going to turn green. That means they are ready and armed to kill. I mean, disarm. I mean, whatever friendly euphemism you have for making sure that enemies die, right? So we have completed the first world. Now, there are typically cutscenes in between each world that explain a little bit of the lore. You may see one of Poe's family members freed from a cage. There we go. Falling with style, baby. Let's go. That one was a gold there, by the way, for anybody who wasn't quite paying attention. I did not take my normal route there. All right, we are going to go up and above. Now, those cutscenes really don't tell you much. There is no dialogue in this game. There is just, I rescued my family member. My family member just opened up a portal into the next world. Let's go. This time, our family member introduced us to a world where bagpipes absolutely rock. My goodness gracious, I just absolutely adore the soundtrack for this game. Let me say that, first and foremost. Brilliant, brilliant job. Seriously, who takes a soundtrack full of bagpipes and makes that sound good? The developers at Obelisk Studio did. Kudos to them, and by the way, thank you so much to everybody at Obelisk Studio who has popped by the chat. It has been really, really great having you in my stream, as well as having you here today. I hope that I do y'all proud. So again, you may have noticed as we get introduced to a new world, we get introduced to new obstacles. You may have seen these pink crystals spinning around before, but you probably did not see those pink crystals spinning on ropes or as we go through. Some of these go back and forth like table saws. Some of them go around like a ball and chain. Secret tunnel, sometimes you'll see a secret area appear just like that. You may have noticed there was a soul in that secret tunnel that we did not collect. Those blue flames are very nice for bonus levels that we will not be playing today. However, they are a heck of a challenge. I tried to open up a few more of them last night, and boy, it just adds a whole other dimension to the game trying to grab those souls. Maybe in a future run, you'll see a little bit more. In fact, if you decide that you want to try and complete this game to 100%, you will be the world record holder. Nobody has completed this to 100% on speedrun.com yet. Maybe I'll be the first, maybe you'll be the first. Like I said, I mean, y'all know I've already been clear about how much time I spent playing this game. It's about 4 weeks to go from my first final completion to, 45 minutes. So, it is very much within range for y'all. I would strongly encourage picking it up. Seeing what comes through. Speaking of seeing what comes through, very, very glad for our, for QMUNITY coming through for their local partners. We have a good bit of info on QMUNITY, do we not?
Well, yes, we do have a lot of information on QMUNITY, but also, don't forget that if you'd like to donate to QMUNITY, you can visit our Tiltify campaign at speedomizer.live/donate. You can also find a donate link below the stream, and by typing in chat, !donate. All of our donations are sent directly to QMUNITY. So when you're donating, don't forget to put money towards our active rewards, challenges, and polls. And speaking of those, we are currently sitting at $10 out of $75 for the Shaq Fu cutscenes.
Shaq Fu. Gotta love
yes.
Shaq Fu.
Everybody loves Shaq Fu. Everybody loves the Shaq Fu cutscenes. Don't forget to do the cutscenes. Now this game's really action-packed, so I'm gonna let you get back to that.
Yes, this scene is completely action-packed. Probably one of my favorite sequences in the game, honestly, and the developers really, really love this, and it shows. It really shows. All we wanted to do was get to the top of this tower to get a good view and see what we could see. Maybe a new world, maybe a family member. Thankfully, we were able to shut the elevator door behind the creep. Let's go outside. Just kidding, Hollywood Tower of Terror. Who put these death traps in the elevator shaft? What purpose did this serve? Love us a final chase scene as the ceiling collapses. And we move on. There's our family member in a cage. World 3. Our family member opened a void for us in the cutscene. Welcome to the temple. Again, 2 new hazards and mechanics introduced, typically at least, in each new world. This one, our first, is platforms. Platforms can be helpful or they can be harmful, and when you're trying to speedrun, it's typically harmful. They're usually getting in your way. They're usually slowing you down. And so you're doing your best to try to outrace them, and you can kind of see how we're doing that here. Just kind of like, oh, there's a platform here. If we have any questions in the chat, I'm happy to field some of those as well. Here we go. No, not quite. Okay. So big death there. Every time there's a death, you do have to restart the level. If you ever want to know how much time I just lost, look at the little timer in the top left-hand corner. The little timer always resets. Once again, platform could be very smooth and easy, but it is going to be very slow, and so we're going to say no to that. Bye, platform. Here we go. And updrafts. Oh, updrafts, my beloved. So, they're actually a very, very fun mechanic, because sometimes they can act as anti-grav, as we're seeing in this level. However, if you're also trying to avoid timed obstacles, trying to understand the physics of the thing is very, very difficult. However, we've gotten a good amount of practice, and it's really helped. We just golded that level, for the record. Here we go. So you'll also notice with these updrafts, there's a lot of weird up and around sort of mechanics here. Okay, here we go.
Chat
again,
is really loving the updrafts.
Yeah, the updrafts can be a little bit tricky. You wind up overcorrecting a little bit too far to the left or to the right, and then boom, you're done. The very last level of the main game actually includes a mechanic that makes those updrafts extremely dangerous. You'll see that when we get to that. The last regular level of the game, I should say, before our final boss. I keep hitting the ceiling there. It's rather unfortunate. All right. Yeah, that'll happen. Usually this one, no problem. We were about a minute ahead of PB as we were going into that there. We are probably going to be right about on pace with PB when we get out of here. Nope, we are still ahead. Not by as much, but here we go. Up and over. You're gonna see a lot of up and over here too. There we go. Here we go. This is an example of how those updrafts can be very, very dangerous. So you have to kind of figure, how low can I go and still live to see the next day? There we go. We love to see that level go through without a death. Once again, we're going to see a combination of squirters and updrafts cause us some major issues. Not to worry. We fall, we rise, we fall, we rise again. Beautiful. Once again, platform being mostly useless.
This is very much giving me Super Meat Boy vibes.
Yes.
I'm going to guess that the studio got some inspiration from that for this game.
I think
among
there are
many
some
other things, but
I was gonna say
the succinctity and pace of the levels, it really harkens back to Newgrounds era Flash animation games.
Yeah, I absolutely adore the art style of this game. I have heard everybody compare this to Super Meat Boy. True confessions, I have never in my life played Super Meat Boy. This is actually my first Precision 2D platformer, if you can believe it. But I believe some of the developers or at least some folks from the studio are actually in the chat, if I saw correctly. They may be able to provide a little more insight as to where some of their inspiration may have come from. Like I said, they've been an invaluable resource as as we've gone through learning more and more about this game here. I gotta say, I've really enjoyed it, being my first Precision 2D platformer. The adrenaline is very much there, pretty much at all times. There we go. Nice shortcut there. Going up and over. Just letting the drafts keep us and carry us. Beautiful. We've had a lot of golds. This boss, gang. This boss you'll want to pay attention to, because a lot of what it's doing is going to be very familiar when we get to the final boss. this is the temple boss, or as I've learned to call him, Legend of the Derpy Temple. There are 3 mechanics you will see. You will see the little laser grows smaller and smaller and smaller until it launches a pink bouncy ball. Those pink bouncy balls are absolutely the bane of my existence. They are difficult to predict at times. You will also see the big laser come out every once in a while, ready to obliterate me. And then there's one other mechanic that I think we will see in this 3rd phase. That is the chaser dog. Yes, we have a target on our back here. Now you can watch, I've just kind of... There's our bouncy ball. Okay, major time loss there. When you see that dog again, what it does is it follows your trail every little second that it can. It will copy your movements exactly. If you move slowly, if you move quickly, it will copy that slow or fast movement. So it's, if anybody here has played Celeste before, it's a little bit like Battlein from what little I've seen of the game. I also have not played Celeste. I'm looking forward to playing that for the first time. Later this month, actually. It's Pride Month. It's Pride Month. I'm a queer streamer. I've been on Twitch for a year and I've never played Celeste. Don't know how that happened. But boy howdy, let me tell you, I'm glad I've had a chance to play this one first. Speaking of being queer in Pride Month, we're raising money today for QMUNITY. If we can let the folks at home know a little bit about what QMUNITY does. If we have any other announcements to share as well.
I would be glad to tell you what QMUNITY does. QMUNITY's mission is to improve queer, trans, and two-spirit lives through support, connection, and leadership. They envision vibrant, diverse, and celebrated queer and trans communities where individuals are empowered to live their lives fully and free from discrimination. Thanks to your support, QMUNITY is able to ensure that no one in British Columbia gets left behind. And also, I've been given another reminder that yes, LeFab has donated $10 towards our Shaq Fu goal, and that is the dev for this very game. Shout out to the devs, and they want to watch the Shaq Fu cutscenes. And if you also want to watch the Shaq Fu cutscenes, we are just a little bit closer. A little bit closer. We're $20 out of that 75 needed.
Beautiful. Let's see some Shaq Fu. If anybody has seen Pepsi Man and the legendary cutscenes there, I'm imagining something similar from Shaq Fu. I may be completely off, but my goodness gracious, it's a lot of fun. So we got here a little while ago, but welcome to the mountains. So the mountains, very, very scary sort of place. We encounter 2 more new mechanics here. We encounter this green slime, which seems helpful at first until you realize, no, I could have stayed on a wall without any problem before. You're just keeping me from moving so you can hit me with these pink spikes. And the other mechanic that you may have seen earlier were the slingshots. At first, my brain went, oh, these are like the barrels in Donkey Kong Country. I think my brain was just fresh off of the frustration of some of the winter levels there, saw some winter-ish vibes in this world, and went, yeah, the similarities are there, but they're not as pronounced as I originally thought. But those slingshots can be a very powerful way of making a run go by faster or to end your life very, very quickly. Like that right there. Now, you'll notice sometimes I don't wait to die. You get 4 buttons in this game. You get up, you get left, you get right, and you get restart. Now, I think it was Vectron? There was a rhythm game earlier that played on the idea of synth machines. How did my cats get in here? I closed the door. How did my cats get in here? But it was a rhythm game where getting cycles just right was really, really important, and sometimes it would be better to reset a level altogether than to miss a cycle. That'll happen here on occasion. I try not to do that because it does lose us some time. I would much rather recover, but sometimes a cycle is just too important. Here we go. All right. We golded that. We were 15 seconds behind, and by golding that level, we got to 4 seconds ahead of PB. Here we go. We're gonna launch ourselves here. That was a silly mistake on my part.
So you're saying that with this having a good level, having a bad level, you're gonna keep the chat in anticipation for your lack of or success at getting a new PB?
Yeah, so fun fact, we have been a PB machine. The last couple of weeks, we have done it over and over and over. Just yesterday, I got one last practice session in. I said, okay, my PB's 45 minutes. It'd be really great if we could PB at 40. Maybe we'll wind up doing 50 minutes at this event. I don't want to let people down, but I mean, let's just make sure that we're prepared. I practiced yesterday just to make sure that we could do it. Just to try and stay consistent, just to try to warm up. We wound up PBing twice in 3 runs. And just that really gave us a solid boost of confidence that this would be possible. The beginning of this level looks very hard, but it's actually the end of the level that's the scariest, and that is, of course, because of these updrafts that we keep seeing. Remember I said that they can cause us some trouble? All these shooters, no problem. It's not hard to time the slingshots over them. Sometimes I can go up and over and hit the ceiling, and sometimes I don't with these lifts. It's scary sometimes. Like there, see? What I need to do there, that very last section, is ride the updraft to the ceiling so that I can then cling to that until the very end of the level. So we're gonna try to do that here and not run into that pink obstacle there. This level is often the bane of my existence. I think golding this level on one of my PBs yesterday is probably a large portion of why it worked out the way that it did. There we go. We hit the ceiling. We have the door. We're back in action. All right, now this level I like to think of as up and over. And again, I mentioned up and over. You're going to see that a lot. We skipped one of the slingshots there because we were able to avoid one of the up and overs. Let's go. Okay.
You are killing this. You are killing this.
I mentioned earlier, it's all a matter of memorization, pattern recognition, and muscle memory. And we've gotten really good at that over the last couple of weeks. Okay, so sometimes we'll need to actually shove ourselves through an updraft using one of those right there. Let me see here. There we go. You can see we want to fall through there to get to the door below. We just need the help of a slingshot to do it. There we go. That's the launch we wanted. Okay, here we go. Up and over and around again. Nope, not quite. That's okay. Let's get through here. This is one of the largest updrafts in the game. There's a couple more that are very large, but... All right, this one's gonna look very impressive. Down, up. This is where the game starts to ask you to thread a lot of needles and squeeze yourself into some very tight corners. Yeah, there we go. In order to get optimal movement. Every once in a while, you don't have to squeeze yourself in quite as tight, but you do lose a little bit of time by not doing it. Hitting those cycles just right, it's so satisfying when you can nail it. There we go, beautiful. Nope, that's fine. We do it again. There we go. Launch through. This one can be a little tricky. We did it. All right. Up and over to the right. Weave through. Don't hit the pink on the ceiling, and we are good. This one also looks very impressive. It's just a matter of getting timing right. And thankfully, I mentioned earlier, when we die, cycles reset. You get a chance to start over. That was flawless execution. There is a lot of very sticky green stuff there that can cause that level to fail. Now, this level right here, we are going to encounter a friend of ours. Not a friend of ours. We don't know who that is. But they sure do look like us. Just big and kind of gloopy and with a bunch of lumps. Thankfully, they're not as smart as we are. They have no object permanence. They don't understand that their projectiles are not going to go through. And most importantly of all, as they begin to target us, they don't understand the existence of slingshots or how to use them. The boss just damaged itself. That's the end of phase 1. Phase 2, a little more of the same. It'll go a little bit quicker here. We're gonna wait for another one to come down here. Go ahead, bring it on, buddy. You got nothing on me. And of course, we're gonna try to predict when this lever's gonna turn green. We did it. We activated the slingshots again. Let this guy hurt himself, why not? All right, one more. All right, we are going to launch ourselves over here. We're gonna get ourselves into position, ready to hit this last lever. See if we can get a perfect boss. All right, we're going to hide behind this wall to avoid projectiles. And now we are going to try to get this boss in the best path to die. Perfect, boss. That's it. And that is the end of the mountains. Welcome to the sub base. How did we get from all the way up in the mountains to below the sea? I don't know. Void. Just a very funny little portal that you'll see in a cutscene. Again, the lore is very much bare bones here. It's probably actually much deeper than I realized, and that's because I've only played 120 levels. And I told you this run, any percent, it's 120 levels. There are actually over 250 levels to complete in this game.
250?
250. I have not completed the second half of those as of yet. It is entirely possible, and again, the devs may be able to fill us in here, whether there's lore in that second half of levels that may give me a little bit more information. So the sub-base, you may have figured out by now, introduces a new mechanic. That is the multi-jump. Now, the multi-jump just allows us to jump in midair as if we were on the ground. It is probably one of the most fun mechanics to use and also one of the most difficult to master. I didn't need that extra jump. It's always nice to have some safety, though. Well, we're gonna get some safety here. We're gonna take that. There we go, thank you. All right. Like I said, I didn't even need it. We're just doing these things to be safe here. All right, here we go. We're gonna hit on a wall. Now, like I said, we're not in midair, so we don't have to use that multi-jump until we're actually in midair here. 1 and 2, and we are through. So, oh, nope, not quite. So this is the thing, I get a little bit eager. We're eager beavers here. We're just having a good time. We want to beat the game, right? Here we go. It's another example of up and over. I probably didn't even need that jump if we're being honest. Okay, once again, we are going to completely ignore half of the level that we probably should have been dealing with there. It just wasn't there. It didn't exist. You know what? I didn't need to do that. Here we go. Having one of those jumps as an extra... Okay, that was me. That was me being silly. So we actually don't need that one multi-jump that I just skipped there. There we go. Beautiful. This level gave me so much grief 4 weeks ago. Now, there is a faster route where you do not have to take this right-hand side of the level. You take that one multi-jump that was under the left wall here, and you just go. It really depends on whether I'm feeling safe, whether I take that route or not. Like right here, yeah, we can do it. Sure, why not? There we go. See, you got to see both ends of a shortcut today, chat. Isn't that beautiful? There we go. All right, take another leap, and another. Ah, not quite. That's fine. Like I said, if you know you're gonna die and you're in a real-time attack speedrun, you can just reset the level, it's fine. There we go. I'm gonna take 1, 2, get that extra, and we're more than halfway done the 5th of 6th worlds. This really has been a speedy speedrun. I don't know why I did that. It's another example of a level with extra multi-jumps that you don't wind up needing if you're just trying to get to the end. There we go. Very nice. Now this is where, again, a lot of needle threading coming through. I had to get under that squirt to make a jump. Here we go. Yes, we're good. No, we're not. It was worth trying. You get to see the needle get threaded again. We are going to have a lot of close shaves, not just with walls, but with our squirting friends now too. Here we go. That's the way. This is the level I used to call Oops, because that very first multi-jump is something you really need to hit, and I repeatedly could not hit it. I would start the level, I would launch myself downward, I would miss the multi-jump, go oops, reset, start the level, launch myself, miss the multi-jump, oops, reset, oops, reset, oops, reset. It is literally on my splits as oops, exclamation point. It's a beautiful thing when you can have fun with things like that. Of course, I have been streaming just about all of my practice. Any game that I wind up running, if you ever want to come see me in action, I am on twitch.tv/TheTaraStark. Today, if you go there, you'll just see a message saying to get over here. We want to make sure that we're doing everything we can for QMUNITY, raising money for an incredible cause. We've had some really incredible things happen today on that front. We got to over $1,000. That is game-changing for a nonprofit local organization like QMUNITY. You know, the Human Rights Campaign, they may see that money, you know, every day, right? But to have a fundraiser like this, done by volunteers on, you know, little or no budget, it's just an incredible thing to see a community come together. And I'm really, really excited to see what QMUNITY is able to do with the resources we've given. When I first moved to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the local LGBT center was really a lifeline for me, honestly. Getting to see and meet so many new people, and being able to make those connections after, having just come out about 3 years prior, I had experienced a whole host of really, really bad situations. And being able to, you know, make connections with people to kind of help put my life together, that really, really meant a lot, right? It's a lot of like what we see here on Twitch with communities coming together. It's just incredible. So thank you everybody for being here today, for raising money to, you know, to pick the character, to get Mario Party played on an arcade stick, to see cutscenes in Shaq Fu. It's all really funny stuff, but it's all really, really good for a fabulous cause. So again, thank you all so much for being here and for all your support. That was unfortunate. This one's usually pretty straightforward, even if it doesn't look the part. Here we go.
Well, thank you for doing so much of my job for me and plugging everything while also killing this game.
Hey, glad to be of service. Speaking of killing this game, look at that. We have some murder. I may reset on this level a lot because there are a number of cycles that are really important to hit. This pink squid operates in a really funny way going around and around. Shoutouts to Ruto for figuring out what the cycles will look like to kind of barely get through this level here in the quickest way possible. Here we go, going straight up. There we go, thank you very much. Now, the aim with this boss here is to grab these computer chips, which will kill it. Why do computer chips kill a squid? I don't know, stop asking questions. It's pink, it'll kill us. There's a clear objective here. Get with the program, gang. Come on. This will set off an interesting change. Oh, there we go. That was a very smooth transition from World 5 into World 6. This is at the station. There is a cutscene. Fun fact, chat, we are in space. Chat, I want you to keep an eye out of all of the windows here. If you see a dog with a space helmet, say hi, Comrade Dog, in the chat. I'll tell you a fun fact about Comrade Dog if we can find them. Now, you may notice again, new world, new mechanics. We have disappearing platforms on triggers. Blue trigger gets all of the blue platforms to either disappear or reappear. Why did I specify blue trigger? You'll find out in a sec. Don't worry about it, we'll get there. Here we go, the timing on this one is just, oh, there we go, very nice. Get over, thank you. Very nice, we golded that one. Look at that, orange platforms. Gee, I wonder what will get rid of those. Orange trigger, boom, done, incredible. We're not even gonna bother with the blue trigger this time around. The blue platforms are actually kind of helpful for us. If you wanted to collect the soul in this game, which again opens up, when you collect enough souls, they open up extra bonus levels where you race against a wave of Pepto-Bismol. Remember, if it's pink, it will kill you. You race against a wave of Pepto-Bismol in order to complete those levels. I would love to get into those sometime. And as I mentioned earlier, if you decide you're going to do an all-levels speed run that includes bosses and includes those bonus levels, you will have world record. I repeat, you will have world record. It hasn't yet to be done. I'm very excited to see the first person do it. Maybe it'll be me, maybe it'll be you. Who knows? Bummer. Here we go. We're gonna do a little bit of needle threading here. Just barely outrace that squirt.
Chat has said hi, Comrade Dog. They found him.
Amazing. So, chat, I have a secret to tell you about Comrade Dog. So Comrade Dog is not a dog like we would see here on Earth. Comrade Dog is a giant. If you see a rock in the window and it comes near Comrade Dog, watch carefully. You will see the rock pass in front of Comrade Dog, implying no, Comrade Dog is not a small happy friend right next to the window, here to say hi to us. Comrade Dog is a giant threat looming in the distance. We are incredibly lucky we are not sucked into Comrade Dog's orbit. We would all be dead. All hail Comrade Dog and Comrade Dog's infinite mercy. But you know, that's a little too troubling, so we're just gonna keep pretending Comrade Dog is very small and very cute. We're going to rely on Comrade Dog to save us in the final boss a couple of times. Here we go. Beautiful. Once again, blue trigger, blue platform, orange trigger, orange platform. In case you had forgotten, there's your reminder in rapid fire format. Gold at that level. Just kidding, we are apparently... I skipped something somewhere. We're gonna go to 9. There we go, cool. All right, actually, I should be skipping that first one. So again, like many levels, there are extra multi-jumps in places every now and again. We do not need that first multi-jump. Okay, barely threaded that one. Let's go. 1, 2. Hi, Comrade Dog! All right, now this is the other portion of these platforms. They appear and disappear at timed intervals, which can be very, very scary at first if you're not ready for them. However, we've practiced. We've been practicing for weeks. We are so ready for them. Here we go. We're gonna fall to that one. Yes, beautiful. Yes, very nice. All right. I'm gonna jump over and skip about half of the level. Right there. Whoa, whoa! Okay, we're not gonna skip half of the level. We're gonna try to skip half of the level again. It's been a while since I've had something happen quite like that. Here we go. Once again, it looks like, oh, we're gonna go off to the right, we're gonna run across platforms, and then we'll jump up. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna break the game a little bit. Again, shoutouts to Ruto, who holds the world record. I learned way too many strats from Ruto playing this game. Just absolutely incredible, incredible stuff. Ruto's planning a tool-assisted speedrun of this game eventually. That was a nice save, oh my goodness. Ruto's attempting a tool-assisted speedrun of this game soon enough. I cannot wait to see what other fun ways we can break this game. Here we go. All right, once again, low jump up to a platform. These updrafts are the bane of our existence, let me tell you. There we go. See, once again, updrafts and squirts, they'll get you. Oh, no, I went too high. I stayed in the draft too long. All right, where is our control today? It's on the keyboard, left, right, and up. We went over this. We went over this. Who was taking notes? If not, why not? You were supposed to take notes. Chat, what am I supposed to do without you? Chat, I have a confession to make. I have been locking in on this game. I haven't read chat a single time. Normally I have chat read into my ears, so not looking at chat is not a problem, but today I have that turned off. Just trying to give y'all a good show, and hopefully we'll do that. If we have a good final boss, we may still have a shot at PBing here. I hope we didn't quite get enough jumps to get through. Like I said, we can usually miss one, in rare instances, 2 multi-jumps and still get through a level, but we missed way too many on that one. There we go, we missed one. Not quite. Okay, so we can't miss any on this one. There are a lot of multi-jumps in this level, my goodness gracious. We got 1, 2, 3, bummer. Yeah, we're not quite gonna make that. Okay, how many are there? Let's count them actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 multi-jumps. 9, 10, 11. Ah, shoot, I used one up. I shouldn't have done that. There are 12 multi-jumps in this level. My goodness gracious. Unbelievable stuff. The amount of time it takes to start to get comfortable with jumping in midair. I lied earlier when I said you jump as if you were on the ground. You are still doing in-air left-right mechanics. It's not quite as if you were on the ground. That's rather unfortunate, but hey, okay. Yeah, we lost that one. My goodness gracious, this one is usually not a problem. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 11, 12. There we go. We are gonna make it to the end of the level here. What a beautiful, beautiful sight. This level really sets the vibe. We have 2 more regular levels left before our final boss. Just an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous scene setter that kind of just, you can see how the danger has grown over time. It's like metaphor's not the right word here. Somebody in the chat, tell me what's the thing? It sounds literary. It sounds really, really, meaningful. Here we go. All right, level 20. This one, again, is probably one of the hardest regular levels in the game. This one actually gave world record some trouble. Ruto, I think you were in the chat earlier, if I saw right. I could be wrong. But yeah, it's that last ceiling that gets you. Once again, it's updrafts and squirters. And, yeah, there's 2 in a row, which is not typical. To see so many of them right next to each other like that. Ah, no! I hesitated too long in the draft. All right, we're gonna see if we can get this 3rd try. Place your bets. Will it be 3rd try? Will it be 5th try? I'm hoping for 3rd try. I don't think it's impossible. We've done it 2nd try before. Ah, not quite. So it'll be 4th try or more. Here we go. Oh no! So I have another spoiler for y'all. I'm telling you this now because I know it can be very, very upsetting to some people. There's literally a website dedicated to helping people avoid this, called doesthedogdie.com. Comrade Dog is gonna be obliterated here. Comrade Dog, in their infinite mercy, is going to save our life. Take the heat, Comrade Dog. No, Comrade Dog! It's fine. Everything's fine. Remember, Comrade Dog is a giant dog in the middle of outer space. Everything is fine. There was never any danger. Why did you think there was danger, chat? I told you about this. Come on. Get with the program. This is our final boss. This is the computer that has been running the whole station, presumably. And it is pretty much a culmination of everything we've ever done. You saw the bouncy balls come back. You saw the obliter laser come back. Here's the chaser dog in the middle of a maze that really, really tests your ability to make small jumps and controlled jumps. It is incredibly difficult to navigate some of those. I always forget the door for the 2nd phase is on the left. This boss is also quite merciful. Hopefully we don't have to get into this, but if you die in one of the phases, it'll take you back to the phase you're at. You don't have to do all 3 phases over again if you die, which is really a blessing in a boss this long. Ah, there's the door collision! Ah, we'll figure it out. So that door shuts behind you, presumably to keep the wave of deadly Pepto-Bismol from coming out to get you or the computer. However, every once in a while, you get caught on that door as it's closing and get dragged into death that way. That's okay. Happened once, won't happen a 2nd time. Maze number 2. Once again, the dog chaser goes at the same speed we did, so if we hesitate, the dog will hesitate too. So that gives us a little bit of wiggle room, but not much. We hit the ceiling there. That's unfortunate. Like I said, we get to reset at phase 2, which is very nice. Big bouncy ball, let that go. All right, in we go. One more time. We can do this. We can do this. Up and down and around. This is kind of like the other 2nd boss battle, actually. Bouncing back and forth and climbing to try to avoid these pink crystals. There's the door collision. It's really unfortunate. That's okay. That is A-okay. You get a really good idea of what we're doing, though. You get to see me do this really, really cool movement just over and over and over again. It won't get boring, I swear. What was... It's the pink bouncy balls. I told you they're my worst enemy. They're my worst enemy. There we go. All right. Let's try this one more time. I gotta say, I'm not going to pause to look it up, but I am very curious to see what my worst segments were on this boss. I think altogether, like, 1 phase took me an hour when I was first beating the game here. There. We made it past the collision door. We made it past the collision door only to hit that. You don't have to stick to that closing door. Oh yeah, no, I'm not trying to stick to the closing door. It's just also you don't want to move. That's the first time I've read chat this entire run. So no, you don't have to stick to the closing door. This is true. It's just also very tricky trying to navigate that very narrow path. All right, here we go. There we go. Very barely avoided the dog. There we go. Boom. Phase 2 done. All right, now there is one more phase. When we collect this 3rd computer chip, there will be a couple of seconds before the screen goes to black, and that will be time. So again, we will get the 3rd computer chip. There will be a quick animation. The screen will fade to black, and black screen will be time. All right, couple updrafts. Orange trigger, orange platforms, blue trigger. Blue platforms. There's the blue trigger over there. Get rid of those blue platforms. Send us down. Let's go. For all the marbles, one last maze. Can we get through on the first try?
First try maze, come on.
Wait for black screen. Time.
GG.
Real time 43:26, if I'm seeing that correctly. And of course, in-game time 39:45. So real time, we were about 4 minutes behind PB. About 2 minutes behind PB in-game. This has been just such a journey. Going through this. For anybody who missed it at the beginning, once again, huge shout outs to my community for sticking with me through the last month while I streamed pretty much nothing but this game. I promise the rest of Pride Month is going to be a whole lot more variety and a whole lot more gay. We will come back to Ghostland Yard. Our sum of best right now is within a couple of minutes of world record. Actually, I think it's better than world record, our sum of best. So, fingers crossed. We will be back to this game, and I am incredibly grateful to the Speedromizer community for welcoming me in with open arms, for all of us lifting each other up. Chat, if you have ever thought about speedrunning before, I have only been speedrunning at all for 9 months. So this is an incredible way to jump in if you're not sure, where do I want to start? You know, you find a game you're passionate about, but if you want to try out and branch out to something new, this is a great way to do it. It's a great community to do it with, and you're raising money for a fabulous cause while you're at it. Shout out to Speedromizer, shout out to the TeraStark community, to everybody around. I love y'all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Speedromizer. And if you want to see me later, I mean, you've seen the little username going through. TheTaraStark is where I am pretty much everywhere on the internet. Come find me. Let's hang. Thanks for having me. Take it away.
Well, that was Tara. Thank you again so much, Tara. And we are going to go to a quick intermission while we set up the next run. The next run, remind you, is going to be WarioWare Move It. We'll be right back.